Hi guys, how's it? It's Karabo. I hope you're good. I hope you're peachy, stellar, and in a bunch. Yeah, that's what's good. 28th of September 2023. And we're here. That's what's good. Okay, still using the iPhone because it's the only phone that's reliable at this point. But I'm recording during the day and the quality is better, so hallelujah, amen. Everything else we don't really care to correct, like clothes and stuff. Really, I do repeat the same vests a couple of days in a row. Everybody knows that. It happens. Guys, you know what? I really don't know what in the world is happening. I have no clue. No clue. Or maybe I do have a clue. I woke up this morning to hear that Adele song. I'm not recording in the evening today because, yeah, it's not that hot. Anyway, you know that song, Hello from... Whoa, I'm tired. I'm so exhausted with all of this, like, random rubbish. But anyway, it's random rubbish that we're just gonna deal with until further notice. An Adele song, Hello from the Other Side. Yeah, that's all I heard. Hello from the other side. Yo, are we going home, like, right now? Okay, well, I'm glad that should happen. But I'm not really sure what's going on over there. Cause... you know, rapture. Whoa, guys, like the world, meh? Whew. Like, oh, goodness gracious. Guys, witchcraft, of this world. Nothing is getting better. Nothing is gonna improve. Like, people have thoroughly got a naivety in them. Imaginative of, the ideal that they're gonna prosper somehow in their imaginary hearts with their imaginary friends, that they're gonna extinguish Christianity. Yeah, well, I mean, all of these attempts at such a nefarious deed as that is exactly why we're gonna go home, but I don't even know when, right? Like, it would be great if it was like tomorrow, because frankly, I don't even care for an apartment here on Earth or anything here. Everything here is just whatever, you know, it's like whatever, you're a zombie, go away. But I do want to leave this place, and I was shown that I'm gonna get my own apartment. So when I keep hearing hello from the other side, I'm like, I would much rather not be encouraged in that way. You know, if at all this is going to be happening in 2 years or 3 or 4. Because frankly, I am not trying out here in these uneasy streets to be looking forward to no rapture tomorrow. I'm working to get out of here. So, don't really know what's going on over there. But the situation is bad. It's dire. Y'all, you know, like, you know that things are out of hand, and it's the last days when mainstream media starts to cover a trend in a country. Yeah, when mainstream media starts to make itself a little bit of an investigative journalist to cover trends in a country. South Africa, you are dead. You are hollow, you are naught, you are ash. You are forgettable. And so, of course, your mainstream media is going to be covering the practice of Ukutwala. I've been watching this, like, it's that big an issue in the country, and you think I'm actually making a joke. Like, people would like to imagine that my situation is an isolated incident. Yeah, that I'm just this one thing sitting in a corner with like a really hard knock life because I'm Annie, an orphan. And so it's just negligible. I was speaking about that literally just 2 days ago. That I'm not an isolated incident. This is a bad issue in the country. You know, where is my other phone? Because since we have it over here, we can, I guess, start like Googling. Google, baby, Google. Yes. You guys. Yeah. Let me go into YouTube, not Google. YouTube. I just want to, like, you know, so I saw a title on a YouTube video. Oh, come on, catch on to the internet, don't give me grief. I saw a title on a YouTube video by a Christian content creator in South Africa. Church reality check Ricky, and I decided that, okay, let me watch it. And I did, but before I watched Ricky, I Get out of my way. Stop with the notifications. Don't nobody care. Like, move on. Anyway, yeah, before I went into this, like, particular ecosystem and environment, you guys, video proof of ancestral communication is worship. Okay, no, please, let's move elsewhere. Ugutwala on SABC. Yeah, so I saw Ricky's little title, and then after seeing Ricky's title, I decided to, like, search it on YouTube. And that's exactly what in the world under heaven became the search reality, rather. And the things that I was seeing, really, in the search results on YouTube, left a lot to be desired, and I was tempted to click on it, but I get so mad. I get so angry when I watch this stuff that I'm just like, let me just watch the Christian commentary, because then maybe the heart cry will be shared. Because at this point, these people be covering this abomination and this insanity in the country like it's just another phenomenon. You know, like a weather storm in Western Cape. Except, no, it's not a phenomenon. It is the very thing that is destroying South Africa. And the world at large, really, but you're not going to talk about South Africa. But you're covering it like it's just some weather event. Okay, right. We got issues, we got problems right here. You know that there was like a very deep issue in the country when mainstream media catches on to something that's happening. It says it's all over the show. It says it's ubiquitous. So of course we're going home. Of course God is going to give me an understanding of the rapture being nigh and at the door. Kapinaya Adele, hello from the other side. Know what I'm saying? Of course, unless you're gonna happen. Of course, right? Yeah. Now let me just read you some of the titles, right? Of the things that rocked up from the search engine. Yeah, guys. And I'll give you how long ago it is that this was a video uploaded on the tube machine, so you can understand just how long this has been a problem in the country. For those of you that don't understand what Uktwala is, Ugutwala, yes, let me just put the phone down for a minute to explain this practice. It is basically the incredible, incendiary, dark, and nefarious deed of essentially carrying some ominous, beastly thingy, my bobby, of occultic origin, so you can get you your money when you're in need. Oh, that moolah, you're in need. Get down, yeah, you proper out here making deals with Satan just so you can be better. Do you, girl? Do you, guy? That's what tolerization is. It is the act of selling your soul to the devil by bringing into your life some kind of a strange, dark, ominous, exceptionally gangster monstrosity all up in your uncomfortable grill. Basically, just like dying a little bit as you do such a thing as that. And the youth in this country, apparently, allegedly, are the biggest takers of this marketing ploy by the kingdom of darkness, so as to land them ultimately in the abyss, in the eternal lake of fire where the worm dieth not, and in that place there is weeping and gnashing of teeth. Oh, aren't you weeping and aren't you gnashing? But you're cool to weep, cool to gnash. So I guess that's what we do. We discover that you are like a whole phenomenon apparently in the country, just like weather in the Western Cape. Now that you know what Uktwala is, allow me to just read you the titles of all of these things. If the internet does not give me grief, I might even actually play it, and then like interpret in my language, in your language, whatever, it's a land with a witch. That's South Africa, so essentially it's a language. As opposed to a language? I will explain to you what's being said. Ricky did his own little explanation on his chat session show, but like, go on right ahead and watch Ricky if you want to. His channel is called Church Reality Check, but I'm gonna do my own, because I get to do my own Christian channel. That's what's good. But that's if the internet does not give me grief, or I could just use my Mac. I'll use my Mac, because there's definitely internet. There, I'm not gonna be having problems with the internet. But I do have issues with the internet on the cell phone device. So because the cell phone device is very disappointing, we'll just go on right ahead and do it on the top there. But first, let me read you titles, right? A search engine uppermost, like hanging out at the top over there. Congratulations with meeting search engine optimization needs. SABC News, alright, is indeed this very thing, Yako SABC News. It is a 25-minute long video, and because it's 25 minutes, Ricky, of course, on his channel did not cover all of it, but I'm gonna literally cover all of it. Y'all gonna be out in these streets hanging with me talking about this incendiary insensitivity of a demonic nature in this uncomfortable land witch country. Okay, first and foremost, Expressions. That is some kind of an investigative journalism show in the country that's been going around rolling these streets for a minute, mainstream media, and Expressions landed on SABC News. Okay, so frankly, it made one of the biggest news networks in the country. So yeah, it's like covering the elections. It's that big. It's that much of a national chaotic issue. People out there in these streets on some, there ain't no devil. I'm sorry. Devil be out there roaming in these land witch streets to a point where the media be covering his dalliances, bouncing up and down with you, having a little love affair. Expressions. Ukutwala, a shortcut to success. Let us say that again, lest my diction should not be picked up by my silence detection or even your ears that are itching, that are gathering for yourself a strange little teacher to teach you what they want to hear. But I'm here to put a reality check all up in your grills just like Ricky. That's what's good. Expressions. Ukutwala. That's strange practice. That's the Zulu word for it. A shortcut to success. Thank you. I hope the diction came out over there. A shortcut to success. As if though that's a thing. And the Proverbs, it is written, my son, like stay away from ill-gotten gain. But people don't want to do none of that nature. No, nobody want to do none of that nature. Okay, cool. A shortcut to success. The next one, and this was 1 day ago. It's as recent as 1 day ago. So it's the most recently uploaded on YouTube, and so therefore most recently covered story of this nature in the country. Ukutwala, a shortcut to success. That's the first one. Second one, young girls' lives are being ruined by the so-called Ukutwala tradition. That was covered by SABC Live. My goodness, aren't they obsessed at SABC with this Twala ring thing? So it turns out this is a big enough issue for one of the main news networks in the country to cover it. One of the main ones. I mean, imagine being in America and like Fox News or CNN is always just talking about witchcraft in America. Rarely ever do you hear that, do you? No, but in South Africa, it's such a big issue that SABC News, which is, like I said, one of our biggest and biggest news networks, is covering this, like over and over again. They just can't stop doing it. So, young girls' lives are being ruined by the so-called Uktwala tradition. 12 days ago. 12 days ago. So the uppermost one was just 1 day ago. And then the next one in the search engine is 12 days ago. Grandshap, I shouldn't even say on SABC. Okay, I put on SABC. Maybe if I had taken out the on SABC, Uktwala on SABC. Oh no, me and the internet. See, that's what tolerization does. It messes with the sister internet. Like, stop I'm on to you. Anyway, whatever, righto. So the one you call SABC. I will first, Uktwala on SABC, give you the search results for that particular keyword search. Then I will just say Ukutwala and tell you what in the world is popping up uppermost, okay? So the first one, and it's sitting on 48,000 views so far, and was uploaded 1 day ago. It's from SABC News, a shortcut to success. The next one is young girls' lives are being ruined by the so-called Uktwala tradition. Alright? The third one, which was done 1 year ago, Uktwala, young girls in KZN rural areas are being abducted, raped, under prayer. I don't know what the rest of that title is, because it's been shortcut on my little mobile YouTube space over here. You guys, so that's like a whole thingy, my Bobby. Oh, I've been speaking for 15 minutes. Let's just move on to the next part. So all of y'all that thoroughly want to like accuse me of accusing you of doing strange things that you have not done, you want to come and deny that nitwele. Even SABC knows ukuthi nitwele, guys. Oh, that's not suspecting demonic worship inclining in the country. I'm not in an isolated case. I can't say that enough. Anyway, so let's move on. 1 year ago, Uktwala young girls in KZN rural, I told you there's like a real big fat chunky issue. KwaZulu-Natal, their whole little coven, yabanna batawing. It's I do apologize. Let me go back to English. Alright, so a year ago was this one video that only got 3,400 views because people are literally trying to ignore something that important. And it was done a year ago. It's a little 2-minute snippet, a 3-minute snippet. No, how long is it? Doesn't really matter. At this point, I don't care. 5 minutes, yeah. The next one was 6 years ago. So this has been an issue. I have been persecuted for a good, almost decade now. 2014 was the commencement of my sorrow. And the thing that commenced me in the sorrow was God hiding me, basically. In order that I might survive a nation full of people that have twala, that have carried a demon to give them success, or whatever. However, my burial underneath the grounds of South Africa, this land of witches, this land witch that is full of 11 official land witches, 11 official land witches. In other words, 11 official people in every tribe, color, kindred of this country. That's what's good. Baloya. They're just all witches, Afrikaans witches. I made a couple of those in my former Baptist church. Zulu, Venda, Tswana witches, they're all over. So frankly, South Africa, your 11 official languages is more like 11 official land witches. Anyway, whatever. So in this land of witches, 6 years ago was when this particular article was uploaded on one of this land witches channels. News networks like SABC been all up in this story for a minute, okay? And I've been in persecution for almost a decade. So when I say I got land witches, all up in my grill, abatwele, that have put me in a position to suffer, but it's a strong delusion by Jesus Christ, because I'm not already truly under any spell, because I'm a Christian. There are nonetheless people like me who aren't in Christ, however, that are suffering the way that I'm suffering, unable to do anything at all, despite being severely talented, gifted in the worst way, but unable to move left or right because of land witches, abatwele. This thing was done 6 years ago, evidencing that this has been a problem in the country. Look at us now being all grey listed. Look at us now being junk status according to poor King Moody's ratings agencies, essentially. Look at us now today being this lackluster gender-based violence random land witch country that we've been rolling around in for the past forever and a day. Look at it doing a strange thing. Cause ni twele, li busy, li kwenze di demoni. Frankly, at the expense of Karabo. I apologize, I'm going back to English. I don't want to lose my English viewers. That's what's good. You literally have swallowed demons to bring into your camp all different kinds of prosperity at the expense of Karabos in this world. 6 years ago, this was covered in the name of it is Fundin Zimande on the practice of Uktwala in SA. Okay, Fundi. And then one done 11 years ago. So I've been suffering for how long, you guys? So I was still working in corporate South Africa at this particular point. 9 years. So 2 years before losing absolutely everything, they are out here publishing this random stuff. And this is the one that caught my attention the biggest and the baddest. And it only got 173 views. Because South Africans are thoroughly trying to act like it's not a thing. And it's SABC News again, uploaded on its channel. A call. Listen to this. This is properly before I lost my job. There was already sorrow in the streets on some, no, this needs to stop. And then Karabo lost everything because it never went through. It never succeeded. All the way at the layer of uhulumende, all the way at the layer of government, this happened. Mamelang, guys, this is the stepping, okay? A call for the banning of the traditional practice of uktwala. Did you hear that? A call for the banning of the traditional practice of Uktwala. This was something that was done in the country governmentally on a national scale 11 years ago before I lost everything. But of course it fell through the cracks. Otherwise, if it did not fall through the cracks, I wouldn't have lost a job. A whole bunch of people wouldn't have lost a job. The economy of the country would not be where it's at. So this was ignored. Likely what happened was an uproar by a whole bunch of amasango malabo satani being like, I sigo umsebenzi wethu lona thina sifuna imali, sifuna ukwenza imali, nifuna ukusithathela ama-client. That basically means, oh no, this is our practice, we want money, you want to take away our client. And so because they respect them more than they respect God, South Africa was like, okay, we tried, guys, but no, it didn't work. And then Karabo lost an entire career, just 2 years later. I actually want to Listen to this, eh?
The practice of Ukutwala has attracted criticism from many people.
Okay, I'm going to play this video, ne, on YouTube. It's only 1 minute long, so it's worth a while to play it. The other one get 25 minutes. The other one get 25 minutes, and I'm going to share it. So herein lies what this lady is saying. You don't have to hear it audibly because I'm going to interpret. Listen.
The practice of Ukutwala has attracted criticism from many people as they believe it forms part of human rights abuses. For that reason,
hallelujah. Did you hear that? The practice of Ukutwala. So you might not have heard that, even though it's in English. They are calling for its banning because a lot of people believe that it constitutes the abuse of human rights. I've been saying this for how long? Witchcraft, all this stuff is a human rights abuse. Why? Because in South Africa, people have got a right to life in the Bill of Rights. In South Africa, you've also got a right to make a living. So you have basically trenched in law and statute a right to study in university, go out and grab your dreams, because ain't nobody out here in these streets trying to live in a country with such severe unemployment. And Ukutwala, that causes people to just steal people's jobs, careers, and all that jazz. Steal people's wombs, steal people's right to life, the sacrifice of children, and all that jazz. Yeah, no, it entirely infringes on such human rights as these. And this is something that was raised even before I suffered from such an issue, even before I raised these problems. But it only got a good 173 views on YouTube, and it was done 11 years ago, and it was of course abandoned at the door, because if it wasn't, I wouldn't be in this position. So let's keep on listening.
The ANC has finally taken a strong position.
The ANC has finally taken a strong position on it. That would be the leading party in this country.
Have a choice, and they can't be just taken and given to certain men that they don't want. So conference basically,
women must be given a choice, and they can't just be given to certain men when they don't want. All of this rape culture, already it was raised some years ago, but ain't nobody out there in these streets trying to listen, okay?
This practice must be outlawed, abolished.
The party has...
This practice must be outlawed, abolished. This was during the time of Jacob Zuma's presidency. It was before Maposa, okay?
On the other hand, recommended a more radical change that should be implemented to address the scourge of poverty.
We have agreed that there must be an anti-poverty strategy that must be...
So essentially, instead of trying to get out of poverty, there's got to be... Stop toileting. There's got to be some other way that y'all can, eradicate and stuff like that.
Intensified, there must be a white paper that must take into account all initiatives to date and make sure that there's decisive interventions dealing with poverty.
The delegates also...
they're saying some other stuff needs to be basically put in place in order to make sure that poverty is not such a big issue type setup thing, like anything but all of this traditional random stuff.
Recommended government, particularly the Departments of Arts and Culture, for taking a decision to host a conference next month at issues of social cohesion.
It was so full. This particular thing, it was so full of these government people. Anyway, whatever. So that's the one that I listened to with you guys right now. This was 11 years ago. The next one is Ukutwala in the Eastern Cape, Amanda van der Westhuizen, 882 views 8 years ago. The next one, Roland Angera on child marriages, Ukutwala. Man gets 22 years for Ukutwala. The other one was 8 years ago. This one is 9 years ago. Final verdict, okay, Ukutwala, blah, blah. Alright, let me go on and Google Ukutwala just on its own. Ukutwala, just on its own, without putting in SABC. I need to pee. Goodness, how many times can a girl pee in a day? Oh, goodness gracious. What? And then there are shorts that are popping up. And there's a short here with a dude that has a whole snake around his body. We are not even going to look at that short. But again, uppermost is this very show on expressions that I'm going to watch with you guys. Ukutwala evolves like technology. Gokumbata. I mean, imagine that. That was 1 month ago, 7 months ago. Ngathwala ngebhodlela eliphefumelayo emaputo. Yo. This is from that channel called African Confessions, alright? I'm going to go and interpret that. That was 7 months ago when this was uploaded by a regular South African YouTube channel that shares such stories of this nature. So it's not a news network. And I listen to this channel a lot. And the name of the title of this particular video is Ngitwala ngebhodlela eliphefumulayo eMaputo. I am basically carrying the weight of a demon using a bottle that breathes. A bottle that breathes in Maputo. Maputo is a city. It's a city, right? Maputo is definitely a city. In where? In Namibia? I stand corrected. Really, my geography is not that great, so if you want to come diss me for that, do you? So, ngithwala ngebhodlela eliphefumulayo. I am carrying a bottle that breathes. And that's what gives me money. Okay, very well. A snake that vomits money, ritual snake confessions. A covenant with a snake. This was 3 months ago. My father was a ritualist. My father was a ritualist and he gave me a snake that vomits money. Whatever. I went to Mozambique to get juju for my taxi business. This was 7 months ago. Oh, shame. She passed away. Sorry. Let's move on from that. Ngatwala ngama as in, I'm gonna say it anyway. Ngatwala ngama spams. I did money ritual with my spams and period blood. Gazothola guphi period blood window that guy. Anyway, ngatwala ngama spams. That basically means I twalad with sperm and period blood. That was 7 months ago. My Nigerian blesser is a ritualist. He has money making snake. South Africa. This is all in South Africa. Okay. My Nigerian blesser is a ritualist. He has a money making snake. I used Tikoloshi for my trucking business. Facebook confession. Also South Africa. This was 6 months ago. Episode 1. Uktwala gone wrong. I got a snake in Zimbabwe and did it. This was 3 months ago. Another one. 2 chickens to make my husband's side chick go mad. This was 6 months ago. Okay, there's gonna be a speech lag over there. I told you my iPhone gives me problems when I'm recording. However, nonetheless, you can see me. That's all that matters, and you can also hear me. The next one is uktwala gune migomo ejulile ukukona. Okay, I don't even know what that means. We're just gonna move on. isiZulu, not my primary language. Uktwala ngenyoka properly a year ago. Uktwala ngenyoka properly. So basically, some little sangoma is advising how to properly carry a snake to make money for you. So basically, all y'all be doing it wrong. Do it this way, then you're gonna be fine. Except there's hell to pay. Alright, Pindile Gwala's sister Belinda's chicken video gets 1 million views. Okay, that's not about Uktwala. It's okay, so now it stopped giving me titles about twalarization. Oh, except not really. How I joined prostitution and ukutwala 5 months ago. Some chick's confession here on YouTube that she and then this one is done 3 months ago, where this woman is like, I lost my 3 children in 1 day. Uktwala gone wrong. Y'all know what Uktwala is, so I'm gonna stop interpreting. That was English. I'm a witch. Listen to my story. Okay. That the secrets of Uktwala. I did a money ritual to the queen of the sea, but I lost everything. Okay, let me just do 2 more. Type thing. I maintained my wealth by sleeping with a black mamba. Okay, that was 4 months ago. These are the things that are happening out in these African streets, and you think people are gonna go la empilweni and what do you call this? And what is this? What do I want to say? And claim that I'm like paranoid, like girl, ain't nobody a witch, or not everybody's a witch. I'm sorry, like I got friends and family members who do this. That put me in a position to suffer like this, and never mind that, right? Random strangers on the streets, and random strangers as well that are busy with other people, and it's like a whole epidemic in the country. It is chaotic. Abantu abatwala uktwala dark powers ritual. Snake, black magic money 3 months ago. I did an instant cash wallet ritual in Botswana. Uktwala ngama boys. Ngama boys. Abo boys bagabani. That means twalaring with boys. So whose son are you actually using to twala? Uktwala saka isija with profit whatever. Shut up. Uktwala ngenyoka gune migomo enzima. Okay, look, I don't know what imigomo is, but I do know that a nyoka is a snake, and something enzima is like heavy, something heavy. Right? Oh, cool. I got a Tikoloshi from Maputo Mzansi confessions. Okay, we're gonna be done with all of these titles. You have basically Uktwala ngomyeni wam shem. This is to Twala with the husband. I'm done reading these titles. These people are doing such things as these. Alright. Let me go use the bathroom because I'm kind of pressed at the present moment. And then we're gonna go and right ahead and watch expressions together, except we're not gonna watch it. You're gonna be hearing it as I am pretty much interpreting what's going on there on YouTube, so you can understand the depth of these rituals. When I was watching this on Ricky's channel on YouTube last night, I actually cried. Because I am so angry and I'm so frustrated, and I feel as if though, who is getting help against all of this insanity? And why aren't people seeing that this is demonic? And why aren't they fearing hell? Because now they're discovering that spiritual realities of this nature exist, so therefore there must be a God. Why is it not turning you off just by mere virtue of it being true? And why is it not making you scared that there might be somebody who might actually fix the issue later? Why aren't people waking up to realize that this is real, so therefore God must also be real? Catches me off guard, that particular question. Don't really know how to answer it. Let me go use the bathroom. Jamila over there, we're back from the bathroom, and I apologize for a speech lag if there is one. Last night I had a dream of some trying to convince me to be with him by lying, etc. Not the guy from America, yet another random Etwele that thinks that he can attempt and try with me since the American guy failed. Doing rituals first before you can shell out a woman. You don't even slide into the DMs. You first do a ritual so you can increase your prospects of succeeding in pursuing a woman. That's how guys are asking women out in South Africa. They can't just buy a shell. Ikwa baba yabo sends them to Ugutwana. And I'm like, okay, do you? Alrighty, so I'm gonna help you understand Uguti men like the ones that I just dreamt about last night with the sexual perversion all up in my grill, experimenting with new spells on a woman that's already quite inebriated with sorrow from some other pervert in America and so many others. Herein lies the thing that's making these people feel like Bastrongo when their failures like no man's business. Skip ad, it's okay. So I play everything in 1.5, long story short, very fast, because I can busy normal time on YouTube. I'm a busy woman, so they're going to be speaking quite fast, but I'm going to be interpreting in, I guess, regular time, for those of you who care to listen to me at regular time. This is the beginning of expressions. I'm just going to move on to like the beginning. I saw there that you wrote on Facebook. So essentially the show starts, like, we're going to interpret this whole thing. We're going to chill here and watch this thing, but I'm going to be the one to narrate it for you. So just like, you know, picture it in your mind type thing. So there is a woman, it starts with like a woman chilling on a couch, etc. saying, I'm watching this for the first time with you guys, okay? So yeah, the one that I watched on Ricky's show was a shortcut version. So we're doing this together for the first time. It's a reaction video full of an interpretation. That's today's work. Amen. No need to be talking about incendiary dreams that I can't stand. Let's talk about this. So it starts with a woman on a couch putting a man on speakerphone on some dude. I saw on Facebook an article that you uploaded saying that you have twalad. I've already explained what Uktwala is, guys, so please go. It's like basically using demonic entities to gain wealth. So she's calling somebody on speakerphone, as she has agreed with the show expressions, to expose a brother or a sister, I don't know, some dude that she's talking to on the phone, and she's basically saying, I saw that you twalad on Facebook. So he put a post on Facebook, and then she's like, dude, how you gonna go and expose this on Facebook? And the sad thing about it is these people are also this bold with it too. My cousin, for instance, got a whole bunch of prosperity from Uktwala, and then recruited her younger sister by showing her all the money that she made, and the younger sister was like, okay, I'll do it too. Shame. Now she's gonna die. Utwala ini khona ku 7,000. What is it that you are twalaring to get 7,000 rands? Okay, he was inaudible, so I can't really tell you. So he's explaining to her what it is that he does in order to get that 7,000 rands. This woman then replies by saying, so what then must I do? How long will it take, for me to finally start to see results after I twasa? Not twasa, but twala. Twasa is another practice altogether. It is being initiated as a sangoma.
After 3 weeks.
She's being told that after 3 weeks, that's when this is going to happen. I'm not going to do very much of my own interpretation. I'm just going to be interpreting their language, what they're saying, and then at the end, maybe we'll talk about this.
because I'm now married to a snake. I was forced into a life I've never asked for.
There's a woman here crying, saying that she was forced into a life she never asked for. She's speaking in English, but I don't know how audible it is. So I'm saying anyway. I'm speaking anyway.
There's no way out.
This woman is saying, I once dated a no, she's like umngani wam watanda niputi otwele. So she's basically saying that her friend, a man that had twalad, a man that had done this practice, fell in love with her. I struggle not to comment, but that's just what's been happening with me as well. When men that are carrying heavy demonic oppression are interested in you, you're basically kind of screwed. And in South Africa, they're all over, where it could be your colleague, it could be anybody, and he's carrying something heavy, and if you don't agree to be his girl, he will make it happen. If you do agree to be his girl, despite having agreed, he will still keep you around using this stuff.
So on the last day
She's saying that when she was sitting on the couch, it felt like there was something very cold when she was in the room with him that was walking around in the room, but they couldn't gauge what it was.
to buy some paper at the forest, so I was told not to use lotion or even roll on.
This guy was told not to use a body lotion or roll on in order for his practice of Uktwala to prosper, to do what it does.
Then when we got back the next day, I was given the clay pot and I was told not to open it until I got home.
Then the next day he was given a clay pot after going to the Sangoma, and he was told not to open it until he got home.
When I wake up in the morning, I woke up and I opened the clay pot and there was money there.
And then he woke up in the morning and he opened the clay pot and there was money in it.
It was filled with money. My aunties though were a problem, but when you have money, people will respect you regardless of your flaws.
Exactly what I've been saying, and he's like, that's just the problem. I never used to have money, and then I got money, and when you have money, people will always suspect you of being involved in this stuff. It's what I keep talking about. In yesterday's series, I said that. These people suddenly just happen into money. They happen into prosperity in a way that is unexplainable, because yesterday, so they get exposed. They get exposed, and that's the thing that basically caused this guy to walk away from this, because he doesn't want to be associated with that.
Even enough money. It was like the more I spent the money, it became more.
And he says that the more that he spent the money, the more the money appeared.
I bought myself a car and I had endless girlfriend fighting over me, even with my aunt.
Said he bought himself a car, had endless girlfriends.
Look at your expression. It is no secret that we really do need money to live.
Okay, I think you heard that. She's like, oh, viewer of expressions, it really is true that we really do need money to live. This is now the host, okay?
This thing called life. Everyone loves to be rich and wealthy at some point, but no one sees the need to be patient and work.
Thank you very much. In fact, you know what? I don't want to make it on 1.5 speed to just rush through it. She says that, yes, there's nobody that does not need money to live, but guys, there's no point in trying to rush your way through to get there.
Work hard for their accomplishments. Hence,
work hard for your accomplishments. And this is the thing that really kind of eats away at me, because truly hardworking people are struggling to get ahead because people batwele are stealing things from them. They're doing rituals on them, making hard work worthless. There was a time when working hard actually produced fruit in the life of a person. Now it doesn't matter.
What's up in the name of Christ is cranky?
Now it doesn't matter. Look at my life, for instance. I am basically slaving right now in order to get even the smallest amount of traction in my life, because of abantu abatwele continuously bewitching my content, so I go nowhere. My job was stolen from right underneath my feet, right? The carpet pulled. I'm being told, if you want to get ahead, Hambians are the same thing. Why must a person partake in demonic rituals in order to do a basic thing that God told the human race to do? Work by the sweat of your brow. Go out there and occupy until I return. When people are trying to occupy and work by the sweat of their brow, there are people that are making sure they earn no salary. In so working, in the millennial reign, Jesus Christ is going to establish a righteous reign where no more are you going to labor and not be able to eat the fruit of your labor. That's never going to happen again. Uktwala makes sure that people labor and they get nothing for it. Do you see the injustice over there? Do you see what these people are doing? They're destroying a country. They're increasing unemployment rates of the nation. They are destroying our gross domestic product. Our economic viability as a nation is being withered away at by this practice, because they are literally laying waste and reducing to hollow naught and ash entire thriving economic beings belonging to the country that could aid the growth of the economy, but they're not able to do that because of spiritual manipulation by a select few in the country.
Taking the quickest way to have money, which is Simona Indoyok Twala. As we celebrate Heritage Month, we look at...
She's saying these are the people that think it's the quickest way to make money, and we're about to celebrate Heritage Month. The dark ways in which they are trying to get money, we're going to be exposing that on the show today.
Happy Heritage Month.
Okay, she's just basically telling her name, and the guy is also introducing himself.
Expressions. Well, today we're exploring the practice that is popularized by young people. Now, more than ever, young people are consulting sangomas who use the power.
Can you guys hear that? I feel like you can hear it. Why do I have to keep on repeating it? He's basically saying that young people are practicing as ama sangoma. Maybe if I attach my speaker to this, then you'll be able to hear the English parts and I don't have to interpret. How's that? Let me save this and then come back with my speaker. What's up? We're back.
Darkness, not knowing what they are getting themselves into. Now, as in Goboy Expressions, we caught up with a young woman who shared her painful experience.
Alright, yeah, he's just basically speaking about some chick that I don't need to share this anymore. I feel like the speaker's loud enough. The guy's so cute. Okay, so basically here he's saying that I'm sick, apparently, allegedly, am being held hostage by an ancestor.
So
I went to Alexander, a township. Just as soon as you set foot in that place, then you see the ominous energy of that woman. You pick up her energy, her presence. She comes in with like some kind of a creature that is going to basically lead you into the premises of this mama that's doing this ritual. Some man is being interviewed. This woman's ancestor basically led this guy or woman to this mama. I'm scared that this is going to give me copyright issues, but not if I keep on interrupting in the center. Yeah, this channel does allow for stitching, so it's cool. Okay, so basically this guy is saying that he tried everything to make money, took out investments and everything, but nothing was working, so that's why he went to this woman.
So for the process.
And then because of this, she emptied all of her investments and then went to this woman, and then the news presenter is asking him how much did he pay.
Bathi kaloku imali ekufuneka ndiyibhatale ngoba ndinamadlozi ama-4 ingathi bathi funeka ndikhuphe 40,000.
They told him that because he's got 4 ancestors that he has got to take out 40,000 rands.
Ndashiya ke ngoku imali engange-24,000.
It's a woman. Yeah, her voice has been made to sound like that of a man. I'm looking at her nails now, but she only gave them 25,000.
Oqala iveki yokuqala ndakhupha ingathi like kukho inyoka enkulu yabo ihambela phaa.
The first week after giving them 25,000, they gave her like a big snake. Yeah, so guys, 25,000 rands. Do you see why this is lucrative? Do you see why Sangomas do this? And do you see, if at all this woman is prepared to part ways with 25,000 rands, what is she imagining she's going to get back in return? Likely 100,000, 200,000, 400,000. It's apparently an investment. So that's why some of the biggest and baddest people in the country are doing this. That's why entire members of parliament, CEOs of companies, your bosses, entrepreneurs, like millionaires, that's why they're into this. Because it's literally the most worthwhile investment to them for their future. So when I say even middle class people are involved in this stuff, my family members, upper middle class, going all the way into the wealthy, understand it's true. It's not just the poor. It's not a poor man's sport only.
Ingathi mina ndiyahamba apha ecankwayo ndizama ukuthi ndihambe nayo uyabona, so but andide ndifike iyandishiya.
She's walking with a snake. The things these people do. And she's trying, as the snake is crawling on the floor, to catch up with it, but she is walking in the middle of town with a snake leading the way. Likely it is invisible, only she can see it. And she's saying that it's walking or crawling so fast that she can't catch up with it. Day of the ritual, when they give her a snake, she's walking behind it.
Xa ndithi ndiyasondela xa benza imithi andikwazi ukwenza imithi, mna andikwazi ugaya, bathi hayi wena awufuneki la.
So basically, when she then tried to do spells, use her own meteor and whatnot, she couldn't do it. And then the same Sangomas she went to told her, hi, whatever, we don't want you here because you can't do this stuff. So essentially, the ritual rejected her.
Only 6 months. Your 6 months ke yiloo ntsokolo ke ndinyuka ndisihla sometimes ndithi uba ndithumela ukuthi ndize la endlini ngama-weekend yoyika ndihleli nje ndiyoyika.
She's like, this happened for 6 months and she was always scared, and sometimes they would summon her to come back to the house where the ritual was done, and she was always scared. Because there was like a shadow, his tunes, some ghost, something strange and scary.
And
she says that this little ghostly thing that was all up in her environment after that whole thing happened, she could feel it crawling on her neck. Something daga, something dirty was crawling on her, and she didn't understand what it was, but it was all up in her grill.
Nasebusuku kukho into emanifika ukuthi sonke njengoba silele apha futhi besibabini phaa amathwasane phaa.
She's like, at night this thing would be all up in our grill, plus there was 2 of us, amatwasane. Amatwasane are people who are being initiated into sangomarizationing. People that are being initiated into being witch doctors.
And
then it feels like she could feel like something was scratching her at night. And then her hairs would get all raised and stuff, like, you know, a tuning fork being hit on the floor in the room. And she could feel something holding her, and as she's busy, like, you know, trying to sleep, it's like all up in her grill trying to scratch her.
So lilonke uthi zange uthwasiswe wathwaliswa.
Yeah, so this lady, this presenter's asking, so basically what you're saying is that when you were busy being initiated where you were going, they did not initiate you, they rather made you carry. So there is a difference between Uktwasa and Uktwala. Uktwasa is to basically being initiated into becoming a Sangoma, and Uktwala is a lay Jane and a lay Joe on the street that doesn't have a calling but is greedy, that wants to make money, that then goes to a Sangoma to carry a snake or something in order for them to make money. And she was supposed to be initiated as a Sangoma, but instead of being initiated, she was rather twalat. She was made to just carry a snake and not so much go through the whole ritual of sangomarizationing. She's like, oh yeah, exactly. She's like, yes, I went to this place where I was supposed to go and become a sangoma, but instead you gave me a Tikoloshi. I like to say that Tikoloshi is a South African alien, versions of aliens. We've seen our own aliens out here in these streets. It's these small little zombies, these tiny little men that sangomas are always walking around with, like unidentified aerial phenomenon, but instead of them being aerial, they're terrestrial. They're small little midgets. They're dwarfs. Yes, that's what's good. And so instead of giving her instead of helping her become a sangoma, they rather gave her a Tikoloshi, a little alien. Ngiyahlekisa yezwa izinto nizenzayo ayisuka. And then when she was dealing with this Tikoloshi, she was like, you're dead, there's nothing you're gonna do for me.
lala ngezizami izandla ndikubulala okwesibini uba ngaba ukafi.
And then she told the Tikoloshi, because they believe that Tikoloshis are ancestors inside the dwarfish bodies. She tells this Tikoloshi, oh, there's nothing you're gonna do for me, you're dead, and what I'm gonna do is kill you because you didn't die properly the first time. So she was threatening what they gave her, the thing they twalified her with. She was threatening to kill it since it didn't die properly the first time, because they believe it's ancestors instead of fallen angels.
Iva yandikrwitha phaa ngasemnyango, yandikrwitha into, yandikrwitha.
I'm sorry. She says that after she threatened to kill it, yamkhwija, that means it beat her up. I'm sorry. The things you guys do. Guys, the Tikoloshi beat her up, and there are so many testimonies of sangomas out here in these streets that claim the same thing, that they did not obey a Tikoloshi or a fallen angel. They did not obey a fallen angel, and then the fallen angel beat them up, because that's what they are. They're fallen angels, disembodied spirits of the Nephilim. Those are demons. The ghosts are demons. However, if they've got a body, it's a fallen angel. It's an angel that fell. However, it's lower order. So Tikoloshis, I believe, are lower order angels that take on the bodies of these tiny little menacing beasts. And she tried to rebuke it and told it that she's going to kill it. Kill it. That's what's good. And then after basically telling a Tikoloshi, or a little dwarf, a tiny little fallen angel, that she's going to kill it, this fallen angel then beat her up. And guys, where is this in the Bible? Come on, like, y'all need to read the scriptures, okay? You are so deceived. You are gathering for yourself a great number of teachers to teach you what your itching ears want to hear, that you much rather believe ancestral worship theology instead of Bible theology. Like the 7 sons of Sceva. Guys, this is exactly what's going on here. You know how with the 7 sons of Sceva, they try to cast out demons? But they were not known. But what did the 7 sons of Sceva do? Try to cast them out. And then these demons told them, Jesus we know, Peter we know, but who are you? And then in trying to cast out demons, since they were not recognized by them, and so they did not therefore have the authority of Jesus Christ to cast out demons, because only we have authority as Christians, they rather beat them up. Like, go read the story in the Bible of the 7 sons of Sceva. They were beaten to a pulp and cast out of the environment by the demons they tried to extract out of an ecosystem. So when you don't have the authority of the Lord Jesus Christ and you try to wrestle fallen entities, they beat you up. So all of y'all had been given a buttock whooping by Tikoloshis in black culture. Go on right ahead and find that in the Bible. You are the 7 sons of Sceva. Meaning you don't have the Spirit of God, meaning you're not operating in an authority that can actually handle these things, meaning they're gonna literally handle you for trying to handle them. So she dissed the Tikoloshi, telling it, I'm gonna kill you since you are an ancestor. She went on right ahead and imagined that a fallen angel was an ancestor. And since she thinks it's an ancestor, she says that I'm gonna kill you since you didn't die properly the first time, because she was disinterested in taking a Tikoloshi instead of her rather, being twasified. Instead of rather becoming a sangoma, they just they just gave her a Tikoloshi, and she was like, I'm gonna kill you, you're not gonna do anything for me, you already did. And then they beat her up. They beat her up. 7 sons of Sceva. Bible prophecy all up in your grill. The scriptures are the only way out. Jesus is the only way out. In his name only do you have authority against such beings.
Xana wafika wabhaza waba kwinto xa bayothunga yothuswa yilaa bhaza, ndaphakama ndewuphakama kwam ndavele ndawubamba umnyango so ndavula.
Okay, so she says that then somebody, because she was busy being beaten up by a Tikoloshi, she was essentially one of the 7 sons of Sceva at this point, somebody overheard her, and then I think her mom or whatever overheard her, and then went and buzzed at her door. And because of the buzzing at the door, these entities then stopped afflicting her, because they can't just operate and do whatever they want to do in an environment, you guys. They can't just do that. When people are not summoning them, when you have not opened a portal, when in and of yourself you're not dabbling, they can't just afflict you. They can't just harass you. They only harass those who open themselves up to it. So the person who was knocking on the door likely was somebody that had an, I guess, authority to be able to walk in as a human being made in the image of God and have these things therefore walk away from that presence, because they can't just manifest themselves in the presence of anyone. You gotta open a door. And so they fled, and then only was she able to go to the door to open it for her mom, who rescued her from being beaten up by a Tikoloshi.
iyava and uyayibona mna bendiyibona.
So I
You see, and she's saying that this thing, you see it, and then she corrects herself and says, I could see it. I could see it. So like I said, you gotta open your own eyes up to this stuff, then you see it. You're the one that pierces through the metaphysical realm into the cosmos to see these things. Uwe, ovula di dinges. To see them. Everybody else, however, abasboni, just like the snake that was walking in front of her in town, but nobody else saw it and she couldn't catch up with it. Now that Tikoloshi, only she could see them. So essentially these people bring into their own lives a whole entire haunting. They make themselves get haunted. They crawl up walls, nobody understands what's going on. They get dragged, yanked, pulled, like Emily Rose with the possession. They get pulled physically, like you can see like physically that something is being done to them. They're getting beaten. You see actual bruises that appear on their bodies, but you don't see what's putting those bruises on their bodies. However, they see it. And so it becomes literally just a unique haunting. That is why you must not dabble with these things. Let me save and move to the next part.